Yeah, so it is sheer chaos around here, basically. Like, those old things where you put a quarter in and it would kind of roll around the rim and then get down to the bottom and it just like be spinning real fast down at the bottom. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It's like this kind of centrifugal whiplash where it's not even regular enough to be that um, you know, it's really all over the place. And I mean, trying to put words on it, trying to put explanations on it, trying to put a framework on it, good luck with that. And that seems to be kind of the point is like, it's just any framework I try to make or anything I try to grasp onto, it's like yoink. So it's like, stop trying to figure things out. Like, it's not going to help. It's not going to happen. Stop trying to make it happen. Um, and yet, there's also a greater sense of this safe haven I can come home to, which is a total mystery, but it's here. It's just refuge in the senses, basically. Refuge in the here and now. It's like a galaxy brain, whatever. And then it's like, oh yeah, I can come back. I can come back right here. Wow, I don't know what's here. Can't put words on it. Can't pin it down, but there it is. Um, yeah, so, and one thing I read recently that resonated with me is, recognize that life wants to awaken through you. And all the teachers along the path were, in fact, just asking, remember? And, remember what, right? I mean, remember that you're home, nothing's wrong. Remember that there's a mystery at the core of everything, and you can't say much about it, but you can live it. You can touch it very directly. And, in this paradigm, if you can, call it a paradigm, it's like life is a big treasure hunt. You look for it in all the wrong places, and then you finally sort of settle down and look for it in new places, and eventually maybe you realize there's nothing to look for. It's just stuff happening, and that's enough. That's enough. It'll happen until it doesn't happen anymore, and then something else will happen. You can't you can't force its hand. You can't. If there is free will, it's that much compared to the momentum of the entire universe. So, yeah, you can relax a little bit. Maybe. I mean, maybe what's called for at a given time is not to relax. So then you do that thing, whatever that is. How do you know? Well, you don't. You live. You do your best. What happens, happens. Um, So yeah, I've been asking myself, what was it that the toad medicine wanted me to remember? And I think if it's done anything, it's really shown me the extent to which I am not going to figure anything out. And nothing's going to be handed to me ever. There's never going to be a like, here you go, enlightenment, congratulations. It's like, uh, or here's your blissful unity experience. Um, Now it's all blissful unity. It's like, that already happened when I was 23. Like, do they need to show me again? Did I not get the message the first time? Did I forget? Did I like, no, give me some more of those. I want to make sure, you know. Um, Maybe it'll happen, maybe not, but sitting around waiting for it is, or expecting it. And anyway, not particularly useful use of time. Um, Yeah, so I don't know how much any of this has to do with the medicine, how much is just me being ripe anyway, how much is the power of suggestion. Um, and I kind of care less and less because that power of suggestion thing, that's genuinely scary. That's like, oh, I'm brainwashing myself. I hear this message, it resonates somewhere, but it kind of tweaks it to somebody else's agenda or ideology or um, cosmology that he felt was revealed to him via his own process, and now he uh, wants to spread that to the masses, and that's how cults work. Some guy claims to have figured something out. It resonates with a bunch of people, and pretty soon, you have a bunch of people following a leader and talking themselves into more and more things until it's Kool-Aid time. Not that I certainly don't think any non-duality teachers that I follow have any bad uh, or deceptive um, agendas, but it's still possible that they have a sort of worldview that they've circulated amongst themselves, and now they're circulating it amongst others, and yeah, it's all just sort of nonsense. But then, okay, that's a bunch of thoughts. What else is here, right? And it's like, oh yeah, I'm back to the present moment, back to sensations, which really they do get fascinating. And I'm going to talk about that a bit more in this video. Um, but yeah, so anyway, less and less do I care about all these thoughts and all these watchtower, like figure it out kind of things. Um, which is what a brainwashed cult member would say. But, at some point, you have to live. You have to find a way to live. And I'm going to make a video later about why I'm okay to be on this one, even if it turns out to be wrong. Um, so yeah, I'm not going to figure this life out. I'm not going to pin it down. I'm not going to confine it to a display case. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's beyond my wildest imagination. It's a wild mystery, a beloved mystery. And as far as I know, it's going to stay that way. And is that okay? What else is it going to be? I can try to figure it out until I die, or I can live. I mean, it's not totally mutually exclusive, but you know what I mean. It's like at some point you do have to live. How? Best you can. As far as plant medicine in particular, or toad or frog medicine, uh, I'd say it's certainly not necessary. Nothing is necessary. Uh, Many roads lead to similar places. There's a famous story about a little old lady watched Ram Dass give a talk, and at the end she was like, "Yeah, this is what I figured out uh, on my own." And he's like, "Oh, how did you do that?" And she said, "I crochet." So like through the magic of crochet, she figured out the secrets of the universe. So yeah, nothing's necessary. Crochet is not necessary either. I don't crochet. But it's all an option. And as far as plant medicines, for me, I think it's fun. It can be beautiful. Um, like anything, you can take it too lightly. So like, hey bro, let's get blitzed and like eat Cheetos and like, that's fine if you want to do that. It's got its place, I'm sure. Um, but you kind of get out of it what you put into it. So if you take it lightly, it's probably gonna take you lightly as well to some extent, or you're gonna get to the other side the exact same person you were before, with a fun dream to talk about. Even cannabis can be just like smoke out and talk shit or go into ceremony, you know. All of it's like that. So yeah, but you also don't want to take it too seriously, like thinking it's some gospel truth or leaning on, like depending on it, like this is going to solve my problems. This is going to fix me. Um, it's possible to think of it as something symbolic and fun and colorful to bounce your own intuition off of. Like, I mean, fun, colorful, like these are small words compared to what it actually is, but extra fun, maybe, extra colorful. Um, but yeah, like, I mean, you take a tarot card or an astrology chart, uh, or the I Ching, probably, as far as I know, I mean, who knows, right? Maybe they do have actual magic, but they also, you could think of them as something fun to bounce your intuition off of. Like, oh, Two of Cups, what does that mean to me? What am I not telling myself? You know? Um, and maybe there's magic, I mean, literal magic, literal personalities, literal demons. I see demon in a affectionate way, but whatever. Guides, whatever you want to call them, who are sentient beings. That is entirely possible. I mean, who even knows what that means? Um, but grasping anything too tightly, expecting too much from it, can cause suffering. Ultimately, you're on your own in this big wide universe, and some people might bypass the fires of initiation through drugs, through luck, through any number of things. But I think most people have to go through the soup one way or another, with or without drugs. So, yeah, drugs, medicines. Um, but I love the medicines. They're really awesome at showing you how fantastically ridiculous and ridiculously fantastic the universe is, in case you ever forget. It's like a good, fun friend. They can help bring you back to the best of yourself, even if only for a few hours. And then, of course, the rest is up to you. So find your middle path with that. But anyway, the other day I was sitting just over there having like my kind of daily check in with the universe and my cathedral of sensation. And I realized I didn't know what I was feeling. I couldn't put any kind of words on it, I couldn't put any kind of story with it. And so it's like, maybe I'm angry. And then I thought of all the things that I could be angry about. I was like, maybe I'm sad. I thought of all the things I could be sad about. Like I could be hurt. And I just, kind of go down the list, right? Joy, disgust, um, fear, guilt, any of it. It's like, any, how do you say? You can find something to attach an emotion to attach any emotion to at any given time. The world is full of things to make you mad. All you gotta do is think about them. The world is full of things that are disgusting. Gotta just think about it. Full of things that can make you terrified. Full of things that can make you joyful. Of course, our brain has a negativity bias. At least the Western brain certainly does. Um, but it was like, yeah, I was feeling something, and it's like I can make up a story here, but I actually don't know what this is. And it was very clear that if I did make up a story, it'd be a made up story. Like, it's like there's, um, Angelo's lately fond of saying emotions are energy and motion. And I mean, that's it. I mean, maybe it's sort of, sitting still or pooling somewhere, but it's a sensation, it's energy. And you can pull anything into it. I mean, you can think anything you want about it, and the energy is still just the energy. And obviously, boundary anger is a useful emotion to function as a human, and let you know if there's a boundary violation. But sitting there, having my tea, checking in, I didn't need to feel angry or guilty or, uh, I mean, anything. There was, I mean, nothing was here except energy. Uh, and I realized, I don't need to feel guilt right now for anything I'm not currently doing. Um, and I was hurt as a kid, but I don't have to be hurt now. It's like I can clean all that old stuff out, and I can still be hurt now. But what tends to happen is that when I feel hurt, it's because of old stuff that's not even happening now. So I mean, I don't know. It's like elementary stuff, but it felt kind of profound the other day. Um, I'm reading I finished reading a memoir by someone who worked at the Temple of the Way of Light. She had a very cool life, with, I mean, she's probably done 1,000 plant medicine ceremonies and stuff like that, yoga around the world. And now she's uh, living in the Sacred Valley in Peru. And I was like feeling kind of jealous because it's kind of like, if I could custom build a life for myself, uh, when I was younger. I mean, I sort of swerved into politics and all this stuff, but if I did something just for sheer enjoyment, it would have looked a lot like what she did, I think. Traveling to all kinds of indigenous communities and cultures, and um, moving my body and healing and experiencing all kinds of different fantastic plants and places. Um, and I didn't check myself. I didn't like, oh, I shouldn't be jealous. I should be grateful for it's like, nope, I'm jealous. And so I just sort of felt the jealousy, uh, and felt it kind of all like just all the way through. And then slowly it kind of evaporated because, I mean, because when emotions are allowed to pass through, they evaporate. But also because, I can also logically tell myself, like, look, I have the life I have. It's a life that's meant for me. And you know what? What else can you say? Like, you can feel envy and let the envy pass. Like and go about your own enchanted life, enchanted in its own ways. Um, and feeling not like, okay, don't worry, sour grapes, I'm better than her anyway. No, not at all. But gratitude to be exactly me. So, yeah, and more it's coming up. The question, can I truly accept everything exactly as it is right now? Uh, and more, I feel like I can, because what tends to happen is like, okay, accept everything here and now, and the mind is, what about that? About what the mind is, the mind says, but what about, what about? And more I'm able to just like let it shatter until it kind of peters out, and then here I am still. Here this is still. Um, and like Angela said, when you find you can't resist anything, including resistance, life becomes an endless, frictionless exploration. And more, I can't tell you what I'm feeling. I can't put words on it. Um, it's just, and there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing to do about it. I'm not doing it. Uh, yeah. So circling the drain, I can feel it. And it's everything I've been working toward, but it's still intimidating. And sometimes it feels a bit alien. And I don't know to what extent that's my own mind kind of making up alienation and to what extent it's just something so far beyond the cozy human dimension that, I mean, yeah, like a mushroom taking over your brain. That's kind of like a major terror, like invasion of the body snatchers, like some universal force is already doing whatever it does. And, more and more of this pretense of a personality. Now, the personality's fine. It's like a tree, there's nothing wrong with it. But when it thinks it knows anything or when it thinks it controls anything, it's more and more like, yeah, that's cute. But it's still there's still some vestiges of that fundamental terror. And I can feel it sometimes when I'm really surrendering. There's some grief that comes because you're really surrendering to the unknown, and that's a bigger word than any word. I mean that it's bigger than any word. It's bigger than any concept. It's when you're touching it, when you're up against it. It's different than thinking about it or talking about it. Because yeah, what I really am, if I can be said to be anything, is indeterminate. What I really am is free. Free to drop judgment and expectation and welcome what happens. Free to completely reinvent myself tomorrow because, like, oh, I'm a lazy person. Oh, I'm a disciplined person. Oh, like, n- no, you don't know what you are because it could change at any minute. Um, or I could stay in the same ruts until I die. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But luckily, the fate of the entire universe does not depend on my apparent choices, so I can relax to some degree. And I keep coming back to that. I'm free and I can relax. Um, and, there's still some fundamental, some, little threads of resistance or terror that keep me circling a little bit, you know, not taking the whole ass plunge, head first. But it feels like, yeah, there's no direction. There's nothing I can anticipate. But anyway, Bufo, like it kind of, I feel like it sort of shook and rattled me, um, like shook some things loose. And I'm like um, stuff that I'd heard, stuff that I believed. Now I can feel it more, live it more. Um, and I can't really put into words why or how because it's not in the realm of ordinary why or how. It's like orthogonal to anything you can put on a Cartesian coordinate system, you know? So, but even though I'm being thrown around more than ever, I also feel more equanimity than ever. I'm better able to take a breath and take refuge in the here and now. And, you know, it's can be unsettling, ungrounding, but also settling and grounding because it's just letting go of pretense, letting go of all those grippings that just grip onto themselves and exhaust a person. But they can seem so solid, so real, so important, so unquestionable, so like you don't even think to yourself, no, I can't question that because you never think to question it in the first place. But yeah, the Bufo kind of like, oh wow, like all of it's up for grabs. All of it's slipperier than it's easy for a human to admit. It's easy for this human to admit. So, but it's very cool and it's very yeah, getting to that place of feelings being indeterminate, everything being indeterminate, but beautiful and fascinating and what the hell?